Here we are, getting ready for this showdown between these two fighters. Should be a good one. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be unbelievable. The fans, everybody around the world, the fighters. This is just one of those things.
It's Floyd Patterson, a man that needs no introduction. One of the best to ever do it in the heavyweight division.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing.
All the talking. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go. He gets out of the way of that left hand. And counter left. Catch and shoot with the left counter. Good job. What a punch. And wait a minute. A left hand lands. You can really feel the buzz in the air tonight. So much hype here in this arena.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything can break a man or make a man.
And nice exchanges from both men in this round. Finish with that jab. Either man really defending themselves. And misses with that jab. Punch scores. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. At this point, you gotta believe he can't win on the scorecard. Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Both men step back for just a moment. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. And he's being smothered here in the clinch and can't get his shots off. Either man really defending themselves. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of that sport.
Left punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. He fails to score with that left hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
Dominance.
Ready to go now.
Here we go in round three. Who's going to land the first big shot? the typical big man, little man argument. He's got to be quicker. He's got to move a lot to win this fight.
The plan is to try and change that game plan. Get him angry, get him frustrated, make him deviate away from the plan.
He just misses with that jab. He misses with that jab. Nice exchange here from both men. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. As it is in most heavyweight fights, don't blink because one big shot and this thing could be over.
I've seen it so many times. One punch changes everything. I've seen guys wringing hands down. They decide to showboat and show off, then blam! It's over. So they've got to stay sharp. One punch changes everything.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. And they get out of the way of that left hand. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Every second, every minute of this.
On to the fourth we go. When are we going to see a jab from these two? You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Just missed with that left jab. Can they figure out the combination to this safe? Big right hand just misses. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight because it...
Back into the fray here in round 5. Nice punch. We wanted action, and they are delivering. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
He blocks the hook. Why aren't they defending? You'd like to see more jabs. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Caution is being thrown to the wind. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. It's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to...
This is the beginning of round 6. So that left lands. Nice shot with the left. Hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
What can they change? They can change their attitude. They can change their nervous system for a certain amount of punches per round. Because otherwise, if they deviate from the game plan, they're going to be shattered once again and the fight will be over.
Solid punch. Shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Neither fighter willing to sit down on these punches. They're arm punches. They're scoring, but they're not going to hurt anybody. Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight, fiery fight. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Not many of the people in the division hit like them. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round. Here we go. It's round 7. Why aren't they keeping their gloves up? Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, thinking, you've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket them.
Missed him with that uppercut. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. This This is certainly an aggressive fighter, but that doesn't always mean success. How many times have you seen a fighter chase a superior athlete around the ring and just get picked apart even though they were the one pushing the tempo?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
Ready to go now.
And we enter the 8th round. Just gets out of the way of that right uppercut. Good punch. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe? Got out of the way of that right hook. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. A scoring blow. We approach the last 10 seconds of the round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest.
There's the bell to start round 9. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
And he misses with the left uppercut. A scoring left hand. Nice exchange here from both men. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
The problem with having a chin that everybody knows if they hit you, you're hurt, you're gone. You've got to protect that, but you've also got to get your shots off. And they forget, you can bang too.
Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Uppercut just missed. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has it. We've made it to round 10. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. You've got to relax.
You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Neither man really defending themselves. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. Oh, that punch! This fighter has tested their opponent's power and apparently isn't impressed as they continue to walk through all these power shots.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
He threw the hook, didn't land. That one lands. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
So they don't.
And there's the bell for round 11. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off the tech, and then around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Coming back to life now, starting to land some punches. And he misses with that jab. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this game. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry? On to the 12th. Not a lot of defense here at all. That jab doesn't score. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Oh, and they just got their bell rung. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down. Can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have to quick burst, boom! In a split second they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. What a dominant performance, and it shows up on the judges' scorecards as a unanimous decision victory.
What a whitewash. You know, that's skills, that's class, that's levels. One is up there, one is down there, but you know what? The loser is going to have to learn a big, hard lesson. I totally agree.